Welcome to the Teenage Mutant Fight Club podcast. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey into two thrilling tales of teenage heroes.
Yeah, we're talking those underdog outcasts who find themselves in extraordinary situations, like those blockbuster action films.
Exactly, only this time, it's all happening right here.
In your ears.
Yeah, in your ears. And the best part, these stories come straight from you.
Yeah.
We asked for flash fiction, and you delivered.
Oh, you definitely did. This week, we're diving deep, or maybe soaring high, considering our first story into Stormkeepers and Alien Stone.
Right, two totally different worlds, but both featuring teens stepping up in huge ways.
That's the thread that connects them. It's about more than just the plot. It's about those hidden strengths and the lengths we go to protect what matters most.
So first up, Stormkeepers. We find ourselves in a castle high above the clouds where siblings Maya and Kai are suddenly in charge of defending their home from, wait for it, storm-wielding invaders.
Talk about a bad day to be home alone.
Right, especially when your parents are like the leaders of the Wind Council. Talk about pressure.
Yeah.
But before the action even starts, the story opens with this really unsettling change in the atmosphere. Maya notices a briny and metallic smell in the clouds.
Not exactly the fresh scent of rain you'd expect, right?
Definitely not. It immediately signals danger, like something's not right here. It's a clever way to start, don't you think? Instead of just saying, oh, there's a storm coming, the author uses this visceral sensory detail.
Totally. It's almost primal, like a warning you feel deep down. That briny smell makes it think of the ocean, something completely out of place in their sky world.
And then the metallic, oh, maybe there's weapons involved here, maybe even bloodshed. It sets a really unsettling mood.
It foreshadows that this isn't just a natural storm. It's something far more sinister and deliberate.
And sinister it is, because boom, the attack begins. Jagged spears of lightning flash across the sky, and this galleon, a ship, appears, sailing on unnatural currents. And on deck are archers firing shards of hail the size of her fist.
Whoa. It's like something out of a fantasy epic.
It really is. So what does that tell you about these invaders? I mean, they're not just messing around with the weather, they're weaponizing it.
Exactly. This level of control over the elements suggests a level of power that Maya and Kai are probably completely unprepared for, and that unnatural current bit implies they've found a way to bypass the natural order of the wind. It ups the ante considerably.
Yeah, they're not just challenging Maya and Kai, they're challenging the entire way of life in this cloud world. So amidst this chaos, we see Kai freeze up. He says, I don't know how. He's clearly terrified and completely overwhelmed.
That's a natural reaction, right? He's been thrust into a situation he's never trained for. All this theoretical knowledge about defending their home is useless when you're staring down a literal storm of arrows.
Right. But then Maya, bless her heart, she takes charge. She reminds him of their father's teachings about the wind vanes and currents. She basically gives him a crash course in aerial combat right there on the spot.
It's interesting how their personalities emerge under pressure. Kai, despite being older, crumbles initially, while Maya taps into a hidden well of resourcefulness and leadership. It makes you wonder if their roles might have been different if their parents were around.
Yeah, it's like Maya becomes the protector, the one who keeps her head while everything's falling apart. And those wind vanes, they become crucial. Kai has been taught about them, but never allowed to use them. His first attempt to manipulate the wind is described as clumsy, but he manages to disrupt the invader's galleon.
It's a textbook example of learning by doing, isn't it?
Right.
He had the knowledge, but it took a real immediate threat to force him to put it into practice. And that success, despite his initial fumbling, shows just how powerful that inherited knowledge is.
And you can really feel their determination as they work together on the rooftops. They're enduring the wind, the hail, everything. The story describes their blistered hands and weak legs, yet they become part of the castle. What do you make of that image?
That's such a powerful metaphor. It's like they're drawing strength from the very structure of their home. They're not just defending it, they're merging with it, becoming extensions of its defenses. It speaks to a deep-rooted connection to their heritage and their home.
And then, just when you think they might be holding their own, the Conjurer Captain escalates things. He abandons the ship and attacks directly, and that's when Maya notices a tiny detail, a hairline cracked in the frozen clouds.
Oh, right, and that crack. It turns out their mother had reinforced that area previously.
Yeah.
It's like a little Chekhov's gun, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
A seemingly insignificant detail that becomes pivotal to the story's resolution.
Totally. It shows that their parents, even in their absence, have unknowingly prepared them for this moment. It emphasizes the lasting impact of parental guidance and foresight even when we don't realize it at the time.
And it sets up the climax beautifully. Because Maya, in this moment of desperation, she urges Kai to run. And as they flee, the Conjurer Captain falls through that weakened ice, plunging into the abyss below.
But here's the thing. It's not clear if Maya consciously used her powers to break the ice, or if it was their combined will, their desperation, that somehow made it happen. This story says, "I didn't," Maya admitted. But as she looked at her trembling hands, she realized the truth. She had. They both had. It's left intentionally ambiguous, and I love it.
Oh, that's the best kind of ending. It leaves you wondering about the extent of their power, their connection to the elements. It suggests a potential that goes far beyond what they initially understood. And it all culminates in those final lines.
Yeah.
The castle was in their blood now. They weren't just children anymore, they were stormkeepers.
Powerful stuff. They've stepped into their destiny, haven't they? Their heritage is no longer just stories, it's their reality. They've faced a threat, defended their home, and in the process transformed into something more.
It's a classic hero's journey, but with a fresh, magical twist.
Now, let's shift gears completely and journey to a very different kind of castle, the hidden depths of Earth in Alien Stone. This story opens with a deep, thrumming music, and Leela, one of our protagonists, freaking out a little because her scales are shimmering.
Oh, so we're dealing with aliens now. And they're in hiding, it seems.
Right from the start, we get this sense of secrecy. The scales, the oversized sweatshirt she's using to hide them, it all points to the fact that they're different, not from this world.
Yeah, and it makes you wonder, what are they hiding from? And why the underground? What's so special about these caves?
We soon learn that Leela's companion, Zeph, can actually change his appearance to blend in, his skin blurring into rough human tones. The story says, Earth wasn't meant for them, their kind, hinting at a past, maybe even a reason for why they're stranded here.
So they're refugees, essentially.
Yeah.
And that line, Earth wasn't meant for them, it suggests a past conflict, maybe even prejudice. It makes their choice of hiding place all the more poignant. They've sought refuge in the cool embrace of the underground, away from human eyes.
It's like they're seeking protection from the world above, both literally and metaphorically. The caves become their sanctuary, a place where they can be themselves without fear of discovery.
Until the footsteps, right.
Right. That's when the tension really ratchets up. They hear approaching footsteps and this rising, discordant hum, and you know someone's about to stumble upon their secret. But Leela and Zeph, they come up with a plan. They're going to use the pulsing crystals in the cavern, the very things that make this place so special, as a lure.
Clever. It shows they've not only adapted to their environment, they've learned to utilize it to their advantage. It's like they're turning their weakness, their need to hide, into a strength.
And it makes you wonder, are these crystals just beautiful formations, or is there something more to them? Is there a connection between the crystals and Leela and Zeph's abilities? The story leaves that open to interpretation.
Oh, I love that. It adds another layer of mystery to their already mysterious existence.
And speaking of mystery, the intruders turn out to be geologists, totally captivated by the beauty of the amethyst. One of them even says, "This is incredible. I've never seen anything like it."
And that's the irony, right? What these geologists see as a scientific marvel is Leela and Zeph's only safe haven. It highlights the clash between human curiosity and their desperate need for secrecy.
Imagine what would happen if these scientists discovered the truth. I mean, we've seen enough sci-fi movies to know that it probably wouldn't end well for Leela and Zeph.
Yeah, no kidding. They'd be at the mercy of human curiosity, maybe even fear and hostility. Their whole world would come crashing down.
So they have to act, and they do. They use their powers to project an illusion, a terrifying image of a hulking clawed beast, complete with a roar borrowed from, get this, an old sci-fi movie.
Wait, seriously? They got the roar from a movie. That's kind of hilarious.
It is. It shows they've had some exposure to human culture, maybe from their crashed ship. It makes them seem more relatable, more human, despite their alien nature.
And it works, right? The geologists run for their lives. But it takes its toll on Zeph. He's exhausted from maintaining the illusion.
The quiet song of the crystals returns, offering a brief respite. But then Leela says, "Almost. But tomorrow is another day." She knows this isn't over. It's just a temporary victory in an ongoing struggle.
It underscores the precariousness of their existence. They can't ever truly relax. Their safety depends on constant vigilance. It makes you wonder, will they ever find a place where they don't have to hide?
That's a question the story leaves us pondering. But what's remarkable is how their attitude has shifted. They've gone from being passive refugees to active protectors.
That's the turning point, right?
Yeah.
That moment they decide this isn't just a hiding place, it's their home.
Exactly. And the final lines say it all. They weren't just refugees anymore. They were protectors of this tiny, glittering world, the only home they had left, and they would defend it no matter the cost.
They found purpose in their struggle, haven't they? A reason to fight, and that makes all the difference.
So, in these two stories, we've seen young people just like you facing extraordinary challenges and discovering hidden strengths they never knew they had.
In Stormkeepers, Maya and Kai rose to become the guardians their home needed, while Leela and Zeph in Alien Stone transform from refugees into fierce protectors of their chosen sanctuary. It's a powerful reminder that heroism can take many forms.
It makes you think about your own life, right? What does home truly mean to you, and what would you be willing to do to defend it?
And beyond that, what hidden strengths might you possess waiting to be unleashed? What are you capable of when pushed to your limits?
These stories challenge us to think about our own potential, our own resilience, and the lengths we'd go to for the things we hold dear.
Food for thought indeed.
Thanks for joining us on this journey into the Teenage Mutant Fight Club podcast. We hope these wild tales have sparked your imagination.
And be sure to rate and follow the show for more captivating stories from the Teenage Mutant Fight Club podcast.
We'll see you next time.